Welcome to episode number 70, What You Need to Know About Wearing the Trends. Keeping up with the trends each season goes a long way with keeping your wardrobe looking fresh and modern and prevents you from looking dated and frumpy. Skip a few seasons and suddenly you begin to fall into a rut, feeling matronly and not nearly as chic as you'd like to be. However, embracing the trends each season is not ever about being dictated to. With spring trends on the way, I want to help you wear them with confidence. In this episode, you'll discover the role trends really should play in your wardrobe, how to know if a trend is right for you, what to avoid when trying new trends, what to focus on first each season, and how to set your wardrobe up for success before shopping for new styles. But first, are you ready for the freedom to feel fabulous? Teal Box is a done-for-you style solution that offers curated looks sent directly to your doorstep. We start with a virtual style session where we get to know you and what your needs are. From there, our Style Finder stylists personally curate a lookbook of the latest arrivals from Style Finder Boutique. You purchase only what you want, and then it's delivered right to you. The styling fee is fully refundable with your purchase, making it like having your very own personal stylist without the stylist fee. Book your complimentary consultation at shopstylefinder.com and get ready to love what you wear. Welcome to Style by Mary Michelle, a podcast designed to empower you through personal style. I'm your host, Mary Michelle Nidifer, a master style coach, founder of Style Finder Boutique, and creator of the Style Finder ID system. I'm here to help you know what to wear, how to wear it, and how to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. Let's go. Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome back. I am sharing with you today some information that I think will be really, really helpful because as the seasons change, guess what? So do the trends, right? And as we prepare to find out what the trends are, I'm going to be sharing those with you very, very soon. So stay tuned because I am putting the finishing touches on my Spring Trends ebook, and you do not want to miss that. That is going to be available for just $10 or less. And the way I look at the spring trends, the way I look at all the trends really is to look at what's coming down the runway. And then I look at it as it is my job to translate them so that you understand what they are and how to bring them into your wardrobe. I don't want anybody to look at all the trends and think, oh, those aren't for me, because there are trends for everybody. And what I want to share with you today are some really helpful tips to help you know what to look for and what to stay away from, which that's half the battle, right? Knowing what not to even pay attention to. Now, why is it important to even know what the trends are, pay attention to them? Well, keeping up with the trends every season goes a long way in keeping your wardrobe looking fresh and helping it to feel modern. This is the easiest way to prevent a rut, right? Or to prevent a style slump. I think when you go a long period of time and you don't pay any attention to what the trends are, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what happened? I don't want that to happen to you. And paying attention to even just a few of the trends can help you to feel polished and put together, feel more current, and even just a little bit can go a long way to helping you feel amazing. What I have found is that so many women we're busy, right? And I think what I've seen is that women they start getting busy. Maybe they're taking care of a sick relative or busy with their family or their kids, and they kind of put themselves in the back burner. And then all of a sudden they're like, what happened? They've skipped a few seasons. They feel like they're just totally out of the loop. I know that happened to me when I had both my kids really, but I remember when I had my daughter back in 2003, and I had always paid attention. I was a beauty and style blogger at the time. I had been a designer. I went from doing that to being a beauty and style blogger, and I had been writing about style and paying attention to the trends and writing articles and doing all sorts of contributions for magazines. But what happened for me was that after I had my baby, my first child, then, I gained weight, my body changed, my clothes didn't fit anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do I wear? I don't have time to shop. I don't have time to look around. And I had her in June. And so I remember going into that fall thinking, what the heck am I going to wear? And I just felt like a hot mess. And I didn't really have time to pay attention to the trends. But honestly, that's really why I started to become a beauty and style blogger way back in the day. And my beauty and style blog, if anybody ever read it, it was called One Chic Mama. And it was about bringing out the chic mama inside everyone. I had a lot of fun with that. But what I have found is that when you pay attention to what the trends are, even if it's just color, I tell clients color is the first place to start with trends. And if you aren't doing anything else, if you aren't paying attention to any of the other trends, just look at color. Embracing the trends every season is not about being dictated to. What it is about is knowing yourself, knowing your style, and knowing what's right for you so that you know, hey, I want to bring that in. I want to bring that in. This is going to work seamlessly and effortlessly with what I already wear. And it's going to help me feel more like myself, but a more polished, more up-to-date version of that. So this is why knowing how to wear the trends can be so important. Now, the good news about wearing the trends is it's like a smorgasbord. Think about all the trends that come down the runway. There are so many. And if you look at my list of trends, I'm not going to give you any sneak peeks just yet. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek. But if you look at what the trends are, you've got trends that are literally all over the map. Anywhere, this spring, even if you just look at footwear, we've got everything from lug-soled sandals, big, clunky, chunky, to beautiful, feminine, elegant luxe sandals. Polar opposites, right? And so what that tells you is that there's something for everyone. This is not about one look, one way. This is about having a variety. Think of it as like a buffet. There are so many different things. Maybe if you go to a buffet, maybe like last night, we actually had our team dinner and I did a taco bar. So it was a buffet and we had vegan beef. We had Beyond Beef. We had pulled chicken. We had cheese. We had shredded lettuce. We had guacamole. We had cilantro. We had a lot of different things. And everyone could customize their tacos based on what they wanted, which is what it's all about. It's not me dictating and saying, here's what you're having. It's like, here are your choices and you get to choose. And that's the beauty of fashion and style, is that you get to choose. Nobody's going to come in and say, you have to wear green this season and you have to wear suits this season that are a little bit slouchy and a little bit boxy, and you have to wear clunky lug sole heels or lug sole sandals. Nobody's going to do that because that doesn't work. Right? We have freedom of choice, freedom of style, and knowing what to pay attention to when it comes to the trends is all about exercising your freedom. So one thing I want you to think about is how the trends will work for you. This is where I want you to look at the trends with a discerning eye and know that is right for me, but that I'm going to leave that one over there. I remember years ago, I think it was shortly after I had my first child, and I was kind of going through this, phase of feeling frumpy because my body had changed. I remember seeing a woman walking across the parking lot. She was going from shop to shop, and my first thought was, she looks really uncomfortable in her clothes. She looked super, super trendy. She was probably in her mid-40s. She looked super, super trendy, but she didn't look comfortable. She looked like she was trying too hard. And it didn't look natural to her. She looked like, that feeling when you're like, ooh, are they looking at me because of my clothes? I know I've been there many times years ago when I was very edgy in my style and I wanted to be noticed just because of what I wore. I would wear something and I would be like, ooh, are they looking at me? Or is it right? It was just a lack of confidence. It didn't feel more like me. And that is totally the antithesis of everything I teach. What I teach is wear what makes you feel more like you. When you put something on, like I've got on this gorgeous liquid leather jacket, it just feels like me. I love this jacket. It lights me up. It makes me feel more connected to who I am. And I tell you what, it's one of those things that I'm going to wear, whether it's quote unquote in style or not. But the good news is this is actually more of a classic or more of a core item. So it's something I can wear day in and day out. or year in and year out. But think about how something resonates with you. If you see a trend or if you hear about a trend and you love it, take note of that. I want you to just be noticing what piques your interest, what colors pique your interest. If you hear someone say, oh, that's going to be on trend this season, or you start seeing something in the stores, take note of that. What do you love? What do you find yourself drawn to? And if you aren't really sure about what your style is, this is a great way to start discovering. Get curious. What do I like? And you might, if you're sitting in your desk, at your desk, you might not be able to rattle off what you like when it comes to your style because maybe you're just disconnected from it. And that's okay. It happens to everybody. In fact, the whole reason I do what I do is because I became disconnected from my style. But I know one of the clients that I worked with many years ago, my client, Elizabeth, she felt really, really disconnected from her style. And she had been taking care of an elderly parent and she'd gone through a divorce, and she sat in my chair and she's just like, I feel like a hot mess. I don't even know who I am anymore. Her weight had changed. She had initially gained weight when she was taking care of her parents, and then she went through a divorce. And so she lost some weight, and her body had just gone through all these changes, and she didn't really know who she was anymore. And I said, you know what? Let's get curious, because your style is here. It's here already. You just aren't in touch with it right now. Your style is something that never goes away. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't really have a style. Well, the good news is you do. And it just takes a little digging to find it. But I think when you can get curious, and that's a whole other episode. I've got a couple of previous episodes that I'm going to reference today because I think, it's like building. Everything that I teach is like building upon each other. And so one is episode number 40, 7 easy steps to creating your signature style. So if you think, well, I don't have a style, I really want to look good this spring, I've got events coming up, go listen to this episode number 40, to create your signature style. Because here's what can happen. If you feel like you've lost your style and you don't know what it is, and then all of a sudden all these trends come down the pipeline and you just start adding this to your wardrobe and thinking, well, I need to buy those, and snatching things up and adding things to your closet, just ad hoc, then it's not going to solve your problem. Sure, you'll have clothes to put on your body, but you won't have a style, and you won't know what that style is, and it won't feel good to you. And pretty soon you're going to feel like, I can't stand anything in my closet, and I spent all this money. Don't do that. Less is more, ladies. When you can start small, start with just a few key items and start small. But go listen to episode number 40, 7 easy steps to creating your signature style. And then I want you to go listen to episode number 59, how to dress like you mean it, with some easy steps on what to think about when you're getting dressed. Actually, I could reference so many of my podcasts right now because, like I said, they build on each other. And another one I will recommend is number 23, 10 unexpected style icons. When I recorded that, it was to inspire your style last fall, but use it, or ask yourself, who are my style icons who are going to inspire my style this spring? Because when you have a style icon or you have a style vision board, it guides you and it tells you, this is what I want my look to look like. And when you're thinking about your style icon should have a somewhat timeless style. Even if they're more contemporary and they love the trends, there are going to be certain elements of their style that should be present over and over and over, especially as we get over 40. Our style has a component that is a little bit more timeless. So think about Michelle Obama. She has a fabulous style. She does wear a hint of the trends, but for the most part, she knows what her style is. She has her signature silhouettes. She has her best colors. She has the pieces that she knows work for her and that make her feel more like herself. Yet each season she'll bring in print, pattern, texture. Maybe she'll bring in some unique styles for that season that are more trendy, or should I say on trend, but they don't scream, hey, look at me, I am trendy. I think at our age, at 40 and up, we're girls, ladies, we do not want to be trendy. We want to be on trend. And there is a difference. To me, trendy is great if you're in your 20s, maybe your early 30s. You want to be really young, hip, trendy. Once you get a little bit older, your look is going to be more on trend, but it's more with a foundation that is timeless. It's got a little bit of trend to give it some flavor. It just makes a difference. And it helps you to feel more like yourself and not like a fashion victim, right? I've had days where I felt like a fashion victim, and that was not fun. So if you're not sure what your style is, what I recommend is go to our website at shopstylefinder.com and take our style ID quiz. That's going to give you one word to help you get started to jumpstart your style and know, hey, I'm a little bit more classic or I'm a little bit romantic, and here's what I need to focus on. Because once I start talking about the trends, I really weave in, oh, this is right for our romantics, or this is right for the dramatics. And hey, if you're classic, you're going to focus on this. And so knowing where to put your focus is the name of the game. It makes a difference. So, all right, so let's talk about how to wear the trends, because I want you to know, I'm not going to tell you what the trends are yet. This is setting you up for success. This is part of a whole series I'm doing to set you up for success in your wardrobe this spring. Because each season, it's not just, hey, let's go buy some new clothes. It's, what do I need? What do I already have? What do I need? And what do I want to wear? When you can answer those three questions, hey, what trends are right for me? All right, so how to wear the trends. Number one, each season, there are multiple trends, right? We talked about that. It's like a buffet. I want you to think about choosing one or two that really speak to you. Now, typically when I do my Spring Trends ebook, I'll focus on the top 10, what I call the most wearable trends. There are a lot of trends that are like, yeah, we're not looking at that this season. And then there are a lot of trends that are, I shouldn't say a lot, there are usually some trends that are a little bit more timeless. And so when you can focus in on one or two, this is not wear 5 or 6. Let's focus in on one or two. And it could be a color, it could be a print, it could be a texture, a pattern, a handbag, a shoe, something really simple. But choose one or two that speak to you and think about ways you want to incorporate that into your wardrobe. If it's a look that's new for you or something you're not yet comfortable with, maybe you try it in jewelry, in handbags, or find a way to work up to larger items, or start with something that's familiar. I will tell you one trend that's hot this fall, I should say, is silver jewelry, which I'm already rocking that today. But silver jewelry is going to be hot. We're seeing silver everywhere. Does it mean that you have to drop your gold and wear silver? No. But what it does mean is if you love silver and you want to wear silver, guess what? You're going to be seeing a lot of silver. So this is a great opportunity to really stock up on your silver and to find ways to wear it that work for you. It may be something you're already wearing, and maybe you can say, hey, I'm already on trend because this is part of my signature look. Number 2, never let a trend wear you. You'll know it. Trust me. When you put something on, you'll know, oh my gosh, this feels like a second skin. It fits me like a glove and it feels more like me. But if you put something on and it is an immediate no, you feel it in every fiber of your being. If you find yourself saying, well, you know the drill, standing in front of the mirror and you're cocking your head to the side and you're asking the salesperson or your husband or your friend or everybody you know, does this work? Does this work? If you have to ask somebody and you're really, really, really not sure, that's a no. That's a hard no. And trying to make it work isn't really going to happen. But if you have to stand there for 20 minutes, I remember growing up doing that with my mom and my aunts. We weren't sure. We just didn't know and I think that's a big part of the reason I became a style coach. We just didn't know what we didn't know. And when we came out of the fitting room, we were like, well, should I wear this? Is this right for me? Is it a good color? Is the cut good? And we didn't really know what to look for. And so there was a lot of like, but my feeling is when you're standing there after a couple of minutes looking in the mirror and you're like, well, and you're talking yourself into something, that's a no. But if you feel like, oh my God, I love this. I see it all the time in the boutique when clients come out and they put something on and they're like, oh, it's like the heavens have parted. And life is just, everything just all makes sense. It's like they have the keys to the kingdom. It's like they have found the perfect peace. And I'm like, that's a yes. You know it. You feel it. Trust that feeling. You know it. And don't ever let a trend wear you. If you put on something and you're like, whoa, this is wearing me. Yes, it is wearing you and it's not going to serve you. Put it back and find something else. Number 3, just because it's in style does not mean it will work for you. I do not ever want to hear you say that you're wearing something just because it's on trend, ever. Because if something is all the rage and it really doesn't work for you, it's not serving you. It's actually undermining you. And it's going to take away from your confidence. It's going to take away from your look, and you're not going to feel good. So why would you even waste your time, effort, or energy, not to mention your money, on something just because it's trendy? I know years ago when, my girls were younger and everybody, in fact, they probably still wear this, but they don't wear this, but other girls. But I remember everybody was wearing Ugg boots with jeans and Ugg boots with sweatpants and Ugg boots and black leggings and a big sweatshirt were their uniform basically. And I remember seeing this group of girls, like everybody was standing around wearing the exact same thing. And my girls had to have the boots. And there wasn't even the question of, do I like these boots? Do I feel good in these boots? Do I love these boots? It was just, I have to have these boots. And I know that when you're younger, that, you're in middle school, you're in high school, and you might be wanting to wear something just because everybody else is wearing it. And we all go through those phases. But I think the beauty of getting a little bit older and being a little bit more mature is we get to know who we are. And we get to dress in a way that's right for us. There's no trying to be like our best friend. You don't want to show up at book club and everybody's wearing the same thing. Where's the fun in that? It's, hey, Jennifer's got on her, camel liquid leather jacket, and Mary Jane's got on her beautiful dress and her chic boots, and, somebody else has on their jeans and a t-shirt. It's all about embracing who we are. And when we can show up in a way that's unique to who we are, we're our best selves. We're not trying to be somebody else. We're just like, hey, this is me. I love your style, but I love my style for me. And so when you can show up with that confidence, that's the power. That's the magic. So don't ever wear something just because it is in style. Your style is worth more. Think of the trends merely as suggestions for interpreting your own look each season. Think about it this way. If you've worked hard to cultivate your own signature style, and maybe you're wearing crisp, tailored shirts, or you love suits, or maybe you love, great t-shirts with a blazer and jeans. And then all of a sudden you hear that the boho trend is hot. Is it? Maybe. We'll be talking about that more later. Does it mean that you need to ditch your signature look and go buy a wardrobe full of prairie skirts and flowy maxi dresses? No. If that's not who you are, skip it. This is what I mean by there are multiple trends. It's like a smorgasbord. And if that trend is not right for you, leave it. There is something better. And trust me, it will serve you much better to focus on what you love. Find the trends, like the suiting trend. That's huge. If you're already wearing suits, great, find a variation of the suiting trend. And just know that's right for me. That's not right. That's not my style personally, because I don't really do suits, but I do love a really good blazer. So oversized jackets are going to be hot this season. So am I going to rock an oversized jacket? I just might. I don't know yet. Maybe. But stick to what feels good to you. Don't feel like when you find out what the trends are that you have to do a complete 180 with your style. Trends are just about making incremental adjustments, incremental updates. It's not a full-blown makeover every season. That would be schizophrenic. Then you're going to have style schizophrenia, right? You're going to be like, who am I? I don't know what my style is. One day it's dramatic, and the next day it's sporty, and the next day it's classic, and the next day it's romantic. You're not going to know who you are. And guess what? It's going to make getting dressed and going shopping painful. Don't have style schizophrenia. So think of the trends just as suggestions. Take those suggestions and choose them and put them into your look in a way that's right for you. You know, hey, if I wear silver jewelry, does it mean I'm going to come out, rocking a big necklace? Like, does it mean that, hey, if I like silver jewelry, does it mean you're going to come out, just totally wearing something that's not right for you? No, you're going to wear it in a way that is right for you. Like earrings that work for your scale and a necklace that work for your scale. You're not going to come out rocking a chain the size that Mr. T used to wear. Who remembers the A-Team? Total throwback to the 80s. But it's got to work for you. You take what the trends are and then you ask, how can I wear this in a way that's right for my coloring, my body type, my scale, my style, my face shape? What are all the elements? And when you can figure out what those are, that's where the magic happens. That's where you're able to personalize your look. It's not about cookie cutter. It is about finding your own look. Now, number 5, keep your own style in mind when trying the trends. I kind of just talked about that. But if you have a definite style, it's best to stick with it. But don't be afraid to mix it up a little bit. Add in some jewelry that's on trend, some color, maybe a print or a pattern. One of the easiest ways I tell my clients, especially my sporty clients or my classic clients who have a more timeless look or it's a little bit more understated, one of the best ways I tell them to update their look is to know what the colors are that season. And then bring in, a scarf in those colors or some jewelry and the metals that are hot, or maybe a great pair of shoes. Start small. Start with the small incremental changes or incremental updates. And just ask yourself every step of the way, what feels right to me? Does this feel good? It's not about a wholesale makeover or a wholesale change to your style. The trends are made to help you bring your look up to speed every season. They are not here to influence you to completely change your look. Now, one caveat to that. If there is a trend that comes out and you fall in love with it and it just feels good to you, then you know what? Maybe that becomes part of your signature style. And if there is something that is part of your signature style that supersedes the trends, that becomes your classic. What's classic doesn't always have to be what's on the top 10 list. And what I will say about the trends is when it comes to your signature style, if you find something and you adopt it into your signature style, that's not a trend for you. That is your signature style. And that's something that you're going to be wearing every season. I have several clients who love purple. Now, certain times of the year or certain years, purple is a hot color. Certain times of year, purple is a hot color. And they know that when that is a hot color, that they're going to be seeing more of it. And so they can stock up on it. But they're not going to stop wearing it just because it's not on trend the next season or the next year. That has become their signature color. And it's a color that they're going to wear all the time, no matter what's going on. One of the trends that we're seeing for fall is, we call it pearl core. Pearl core. Pearls, basically, but pearls worn in all sorts of different ways, which I'm going to be sharing with you soon. But pearls are hot this season. If you already wear pearls, great. You're already in style. How about that? But if you don't, maybe you want to bring in some pearls. But pearls are very timeless. So there's a good chance that a lot of you already have pearls in your wardrobe. Bring them out because they're going to help you feel more polished, more up to date, and more put together. All right. So my 5 steps to wearing the trends. Wearing the friends. Think of your trends as friends. Just kidding. All right. So number 1, every season there are multiple trends. Choose 1 or 2 that speak to you. Number 2, never let a trend wear you. Never. Don't be a fashion victim. Number 3, just because it's in style doesn't mean it will work for you. If you don't love it, don't wear it. Number 4, think of the trends merely as suggestions for interpreting your own look every season. Don't have style schizophrenia. Know what your style is and know how to adapt the trends in a way that's right for you. And number 5, keep your own style in mind when trying the trends. Don't try something that's not going to work with your wardrobe. Don't try something that's not going to make you feel more like yourself. And don't try something that you don't love. There you go. All right, ladies, keep an eye out. I am going to be sharing with you on the next episode the spring 2022 colors that you don't want to miss. There are some gorgeous colors this season, and you do not want to miss out on those. I am going to have my Spring Trends ebook coming your way very, very soon. Keep an eye out on that. It's going to be, I think, $9.97. You do not want to miss out. For $10, you get my best guide for the spring trends. So look for that coming very soon. I hope you'll love it. All right, ladies, have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Style by Mary Michelle, where women come to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you're listening. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Style by Mary Michelle and shop our boutique at shopstylefinder.com for the best in upscale casual apparel. Better yet, if you're in the Raleigh area, come see us. We're located in the North Hills Shopping Center, the premier shopping district in Midtown Raleigh. For details and links mentioned in this episode, be sure to see the show notes. Have a beautiful week.